Okay, there is. So we will look at the types of commission in consignment business today. As we know, the major income of consignee of being in consignment business is the commission. And this commission is given to the consignee by the consignor on as a percentage of the sale value. So how much ever quantity of goods he is selling, on the amount realized, the consignee will get a fixed percentage called as commission. Yes, so outcomes for today's session would be, we will have a recap of consignment meaning. We already had that. Once again, we'll look at it quickly, and then we'll go into the types of commission. So we all know these five sentences perfectly by now. Still, we'll have a quick recap. The arrangement wherein one person sends goods to the other person to be sold on his behalf and for a commission to be paid is called as consignment. The person who sends the goods is called the consignor. The person to whom the goods are sent is called consignee. The goods so sent between the two of them are called as goods sent on consignment, and the accounts relating to all such transactions are called as consignment accounts. So we need to be perfect by now with all these 5 transactions. We cannot forget any of them, right? So now we'll come to the commission part. On sale of goods, the consignee is entitled to receive some consideration called commission. So whatever consideration the consignee is receiving, we call that consideration as commission. Commission is the remuneration paid by the consignor to the consignee for the services rendered to the former for selling the consigned goods. What is commission? It is the remuneration paid by consignor to consignee for the services rendered by selling the consigned goods. And there are 3 types of commission which can be provided by the consignor to the consignee as per the agreement, either simultaneously or in isolation. Now, what do you mean by these terms, simultaneously or in isolation? So either one of the commission can be provided at a time, or maybe all 3 types of commission can be provided, or any 2 types of commission can be provided. It depends on the agreement which is made between the consignor and the consignee. So at the time of starting the business, whatever is the agreement made between both of them, there the type of commission which will be paid by the consignor to the consignee will be mentioned. So now we will look at the different 3 types of commission in consignment business. The first type of commission is called the ordinary commission. Second one is called as del credar commission. Please pronounce the term properly. It is called as del credar commission. And the third one is called as overriding commission. So we will see the detail of each one of them. The first one is ordinary commission, or it is also called a simple commission. So it is just the basic commission which the consignor gives to the consignee on the gross sale amount. So for example, if the sale amount is 1 lakh rupees and they have decided in the agreement that commission will be 5%. So directly 1 lakh into 5%, that 5,000 rupees will be the commission of the consignee. So the term commission simply denoted by as ordinary commission. It is based on the fixed percentage of the gross sale proceeds made by the consignee. So whatever are the gross sales made by the consignee, on that a fixed percentage is given as commission. It is given by the consignor regardless of whether the consignee is making credit sales or not. So see, consignee can make both the sales. He can make cash sales, he can make credit sales. And we all know what are cash sales and credit sales, right? I hope everyone knows the difference.
Yes, ma'am.
Sales made on cash and sales made on credit. So whether the consignee is making cash sales or whether he is making credit sales, irrespective of that, the ordinary commission is a fixed percentage which is given by the consignor to the consignee. And this type of commission does not give any protection to the consignor from bad debts and is provided on the total sales. Now we have also discussed what are bad debts, right? Bad debts are those debts which are irrecoverable. And when will these bad debts appear? they will appear only if the consignee has made some credit sales. So if he has made some credit sales and later on those credit sales, there are some bad debts. So now who should bear these bad debts? Who should bear the loss of these bad debts?
Consignor.
Consignor will not bear this loss of bad debts. Consignor will bear this bad debts only if consignee is selling the goods on credit with his permission. So be clear with that sentence. If consignee is selling goods on credit with the consignor's permission, then only consignor will bear the loss of bad debts. If consignee is doing it with his own will and wish, then he is the one who has to bear the loss if there is any due to bad debts. Right? So when we are speaking about ordinary commission, consignor will not look into anything. He will directly give the commission on the amount of sales, fixed percentage, that's it. Whether there are bad debts, whether there are no bad debts, consignor will not bother about that. Consignee is given commission on the selling price of goods sold or its invoice price at a specified percentage. So what is this invoice price? That we will see later. You only have to remember that consignee will be given commission as a fixed percentage on whatever sales he is making. It is the remuneration of the consignee for the work done. So whenever we say commission, commission means only the ordinary commission unless there is any other name given for it. Right? And this ordinary commission is a fixed percentage on the sales made. Now we look into the next type of commission, which is very, very important. It is called as del credar commission. So what is this del credar commission? So just now I was telling you, consignee can sell the goods both on cash and on credit. So generally the agreement is that if consignee is willing to sell the goods on credit, he should take permission from the consignor. And if he is taking permission from the consignor to sell the goods on credit, in such case, the consignor will pay the consignee an extra commission called del credar commission. Right? So this del credar commission is an extra commission given to the consignee if he is selling goods on credit. And if del credar commission is given to the consignee, then in that case, any loss which arises due to bad debts will be the sole responsibility of the consignee. Now, why will consignee bear this loss? Because he is already getting the extra commission, right? Consignee is giving him some extra commission because he is selling goods on credit. So consignor's risk is over. Now, it depends on the consignee to whom he is selling. He should sell the goods on credit only or to those people whom he is completely trusting, right? So if that person is again doing some fraud or if he is not paying the money, it is entirely the loss of the consignee. Consignor will not bear that loss because he is already giving this commission called del credar commission. So just see on the screen, if consignee has been given the right to sell goods on credit by the consignor, there is possibility of bad debts in such a case. This loss actually should be borne by the consignor. In case the consignee undertakes the responsibility of collecting the debts and to bear the loss of bad debts, or in such case, he will receive additional commission at a certain rate, which is called del credar commission. So that means the concept is clear. If consignee is ready to bear the loss of bad debts, consignor will give him an extra commission called del credar commission. If consignor is not giving this del credar commission, then if there is any loss arising due to bad debts, that loss should be borne by the consignor. Am I clear with this concept?
Yes, ma'am.
Del credar commission. If consignor is giving this commission, the loss due to bad debts will be borne by the consignee. If this commission is not given, then the loss due to bad debts will be borne by the consignor. Right? In simple words, to increase the sale and to encourage the consignee to make credit sales, the consignor provides an additional commission known as del credar commission. So consignor is giving this commission so that he can increase the sales and he can encourage the consignee to sell goods on credit also. This additional commission, when provided to the consignee, gives a protection to the consignor against bad debts. So it is giving the consignor a protection against the bad debts. So therefore, whenever del credar commission is payable, the bad debts loss will be borne by the consignee and not the consignor. And this commission is also calculated on total sales in the absence of any clear information. That means if there is an information that calculates del credar commission only on credit sales, then we will do it on credit sales. But if nothing is given, he mentions only consignee is given del credar commission at 2%. Then you will calculate this del credar commission on the total sales. So we are clear with ordinary commission and del credar commission?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Sometimes in the question he may say the consignee is given 5% ordinary commission and 2% del credar commission. Then what we will do? We will directly calculate 7% on sales. Our work is done. Right? Now sometimes he will say consignee is given 5% ordinary commission and 2% del credar commission on credit sales. Then we have to bifurcate cash sales and credit sales separately. On the total sales, ordinary commission will be calculated. Only on credit sales, the del credar commission will be calculated. Right? We'll move forward to the last type of commission. Now, the third type of commission is called as the overriding commission. See, now what happens? Consignor is sending goods to the consignee at first price. So we will assume consignor has sent goods to the consignee at 100 rupees per product. Right? So what consignee does is he puts in more efforts and he tries to sell the goods at a price which is higher than 100 rupees. Maybe at 110 rupees, maybe at 120 rupees. So all the extra effort which the consignee is doing to increase the sales and to sell the goods at a higher price. For putting in all those efforts, the consignor will give him some extra commission called overriding commission. Right? If consignor gives the right to consignee to sell the goods above the invoice price, that is above the selling price, then a commission is given on excess amount over actual invoice price called overriding commission. So the consignor says that the selling price is 100 rupees per product. Consignee sells few goods at 100 rupees. Few of the goods he is able to sell at 110 rupees. So this 10 rupees which the consignee is taking extra. So whatever is the number of goods the consignee has sold at 110, on that amount, the consignee will get some extra commission called overriding commission. And this is the extra additional commission given over and above the normal commission. So consignee will get his ordinary commission on the total sales, no doubt about it. That is given. Other than that, on the extra amount which he realized, on that extra amount he will get some overriding commission. Hence, it is an extra commission allowed by the consignor to the consignee to promote sales at higher price than specified, or to encourage the consignee to put in hard work in introducing a new product in the market. So this overriding commission can be given to the consignee if he is trying to introduce a new product. So if our product is new, the consignee will sell it at different prices as a way of introduction. Or if the consignee is selling the goods at higher price, then also this overriding commission is given to him. Depending on the agreement, it is calculated on total sales or on the difference between actual sales and sales at invoice price or any specified price. So this commission can be calculated on what basis that will be given in the agreement. If it is given that it should be calculated on total sales, we will directly do it on total sales. Sometimes he says it will be given only on the extra amount, which is higher than the invoice price, then we will calculate it only on the extra amount. So are we clear with all the three types of commission?
Yes, ma'am.
We have ordinary commission, we have del creditor commission, we also have overriding commission, right? So we are done with